Resounding 78 points to 5 victory, and head coach Sarah Mitchelson will be asking for more of the same from her players today. The Navy will be hoping to bounce back from their 36-10 defeat to the Royal Air Force in the opening match in Northampton 2 weeks ago. They're led by a woman who played the last time they beat the Army in inter-service rugby union, Sarah Jenkins. What wisdom can she impart on her players as they enter the fray this afternoon? Well, for those of you supporting either side, the players enter the pyrotechnics. For the neutrals or casual observers, a bright, sunny time of it here should mean we're all in for a real treat with some expansive rugby. Oh, and that's wonderfully moved around the side. That's power going through to the try line there, and the first try, Manukalu Komitai for the British Army. You mentioned her potential impact before the match, Charlie Maxwell, and we've seen it right away.
Yeah, absolutely. Combs is a fantastic player. I mentioned it in the pre-match build-up. She has been part of the squad, I would say, for 6 years. I might have just done her down there, but she's absolutely one of those players that's not made the matchday squad for Army Navy for a number of years, but been in and around the 30s. She's done the training. She's been a real development player, and she's absolutely come into her own this season.
Yeah, real solo effort there. Big drive off the scramble. Ball is touched. You know there's only one route that she's going for, and that's the try line. The back rows for Navy have got to get off quicker and not leave that all to the pull back. I was going to say, dare I say it, there's a Fijian sidestep basically straight through route one. Amazing try, fantastic.
It's not what you want to see as a back coming through there. And Pursglove just eyeing up the posts. And looks to add those 2 points, and the ball curling in. And she's made it as well. So the 2 points added by Courtney Pursglove. Much was made last year of the 12 tries for the British Army, but of course Pursglove's kicking abilities. Going on the far side. What can Sarah Batley do here? Just inches away now, the Army.
Thank you. Use it!
Willis lining up. Forwards arm, that's well kept out. Jess Bryan in the midst of that tackle there. But pushing again through Brooks. And ever closer the Army get, and they get there in the end. A second try for the Army. And the pressure once again telling.
Yeah, it's good build-up play, isn't it? We talked about giving this Army team opportunities, and that's all led from the penalty. Kick to the corner, really well set-piece driving more, and then the organisation, the composure to reset, go again. Lauren Brooks a couple of times at the line and then gets her rewards in the end. A lot of great work so far coming from Millie Williams there, right through the heart of it. He's just got to get lower. When you've got the try line right at your feet, you've got to get underneath the ball and driving back, and Lauren Brooks, she's got plenty of experience in scoring tries from that far out.
Out those backs on the left-hand side, the British Army putting in a little grubber. That's bouncing very, very nicely. Can Courtney Pursglove get there? She can indeed. Right through Pursglove, and picking up where she left off last year. Fantastic performance then, and it's turning into that again now for her.
Yeah, a little bit of that fairy dust coming for the Army, that ball bouncing really nicely for Pursglove. Clearly individual skill, picking it up, waiting for it to do that bounce up and then straight through. Right place, right time, great try.
Yeah, it's brilliant work. Little stab of the ball. Like, as soon as she got the ball, she had already spun the space out there. You could have probably passed it to the space as well. But we love to see variation. Really well weighted as well. Drives it into the ground so it doesn't go too far. But, you know, again, frustration for the Navy. All of that possession and territory came from them losing the ball in the breakdown. And Jessica Bryan is an excellent player for the Navy. You've got to be sharp and you've got to be with her.
How difficult is she to take down? I mean, you look at her silky smooth running, Courtney Pursglove, and just sort of slinking in and out of tackles. She finds space before you even know she's found space.
Yeah, they're the worst ones to try and pick up. You think they're going one way and then they've gone the other and then they've changed back again.
Oh, and trying to get through the middle there. Heidi Silcox. Wonderful stuff once again. Finding that space, they're finding it in every possible corner of Allianz Stadium, Twickenham right now, the British Army.
I know Sarah Mitchelson would be especially happy with that. We had a chat earlier on in the week, and I know that actually I was thinking the Army would be wanting to play a fast-flowing, wide game, but actually she said no. What she wants the girls to do is beat it up the middle. So she'll be very happy with that try from Heidi.
And it's brilliant work, you know, ball in two hands, little show and go to Lauren Brooks, which just sells the two defenders and opens up a slight gap for her. She's got some good pace for her number 4 as well.
Yeah.
And it comes again to Willis. He's looking to take route one here, Willis. So going higher here, over the top, and Pursglove, who goes back inside, and that's lovely from Courtney Pursglove once again. That sidestep comes in very handy on days like this.
Yeah, Courtney will love that try. To be fair on her outside player, she had to get that. There was so much space that she could have easily passed. However, Courtney that close to the line is not going to. Again, amazing step, great movement, and a fantastic solo try from Courtney.
Yeah, but it's the inside work where it came from. Jade Mullen saw the Russian defence, just did a little tap on, and then the depth here, just to hold your feet, doesn't need to engage the defenders yet. Probably should have given that one, but she finished it, so everybody will let her off.
Tricking two defenders there, not least Rose Dixon. Opposite captain there, and lovely stuff from Pursglove.
Cheering Jade Mullen, the captain of the Army girls, and the girls come on. And this is a really nice comment from Dave on YouTube as well. This is a great advert. I'm a veteran and I served for 23 years. In 1984, I was on exercise long look to Australia. Rugby, both codes was my life, and what a great game. This is for everyone. So
wonderful there, Hannah Gilmore again, reaching for the line, and has scored. Hannah Gilmore just around the post there. Looked like she wasn't potentially going to make it. Just hoping she's all right here. She's pulled up from that attempt. Wonderful there from the left wing. Such a threat. Loves coming inside and looking for work as well. One of the signs of a great winger.
Yeah, absolutely. You always want your wingers to be busy and not just sitting out in the wide channels. But again, it's that soft play right at the front. Jade Mullen, I think, getting involved, getting right in the defensive line, and then that little tip across.
Pursglove adds the 2 points. And the 38-point lead for the British Army. Lovely stuff there from Hannah Gilmore.
Really smart to get back onto your feet and present the ball. She's not held. She's well within her rights to be able to go for an opportunity at the try line.
And showing there, Charlie, a brilliant rugby brain as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Knowing, you know, there are many, many laws and interpretations in the rugby game, but knowing them is actually really, really important so that you can take advantage in moments like that.
Not the challenge today, maybe down the line.
8 out. Down by blue, play the ball.
And Tuvo grew up playing rugby in Fiji and being bundled right back. And Dixon looking to get that back to her midfield, but Mullins picked it up her opposite number, and that's wonderful stuff once again from this Army midfield. Amy Carr reaching out for the line. And placing it back, and Brooks can make it. You mentioned that physicality once again on show. Fantastic from the British Army once again. And there's no stopping them at the moment. Wonderful from Lauren Brooks.
Yeah, the Navy, unfortunately, while you're playing in your red zone, you need to clear your lines, and at the moment that is a struggle for the Navy. It's something I'm sure that Jenks will be chatting to them at half-time. It was an issue in the RAF versus Navy game, and unfortunately they're back in that position at the moment. It's a necessity to get out of your red zone, and the Army just pouncing on those mistakes.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, when you're defending in that area, you go and put as much pressure as you can as possible, and then you see on that occasion the ball's gone in behind, there's a turnover, Jade Mullen straight on the ball. Such a selfless player, straight away looking for her support to offload, knowing that there's space, but need to be more composed in that area. You need to slow it down. You don't have to force the play. You don't have to play wide. You've just been hit backwards. Now you've lost all that momentum. Reset, go again. Give your kicker a great angle just to exit out of there, and then you can breathe again.
And the forwards go again. They've been relentless and through Benevent there. Trying to jackal here, the Navy. Not successful. Coming back off Jade Mullen. And that boot being put through there, and Tweddle and Pursglove in pursuit, and it's looking very good for the outside backs here of the British Army. Gilmore once again, she makes it once more over the whitewash. Lovely from Hannah Gilmore once again. Fantastic finish to this first half for the British Army.
Yeah, absolutely. Gilmore's had a fantastic first half. It's absolutely brilliant that she gets the try just on half-time. As we said earlier, decision-making by the Navy there, potentially giving the Army another try. I would certainly be having a chat with them if I was Jenks. But great work for the Army. I said they won't want to be seeing this ball dead. They'll want to go for more points, and it's exactly what they've ended up with.
Yeah, it's a lovely spot again from Millie Williams there in the midfield, just spots the space on the outside. And it was a lovely, again, brilliant cover tackle from Jasmine Abel on Pursgrove, but still managed to recycle the ball back into Gilmore. And, well, she knows exactly where that try line is and knows how to finish. So, again, it's just putting them to the sword yet again when they could have been in, regrouping, resetting and going again.
Pursglove looking to curl this in with the final act of this first half, but the Army, despite that miss, will be absolutely delighted with their performance so far. 50 points to 0 up. Don't go anywhere. In for a fascinating second half and a tri-fest so far. Let's see what we're in for after the break.
Let's use it, Navy.
Ball going out to Sinclair.
No, not now, 3. Second attempt.
Out to Dixon once more. Oh, and that's picked right off there. Amy Carr reading that beautifully, and that pass from Rose Dixon just being picked off in the interception. And it's another for the Army, and plenty to ponder for the Royal Navy.
Yeah, I think again we're back into Navy playing in their own red zone, playing just off their line. In fairness, it's well read by Amy there. They are trying to move the ball out, but we were saying earlier, don't move the ball around in your 22. Beat it up, and get rid, make that territory gain. And unfortunately there, they've just paid the price immediately.
Yeah, I think if you've got the overlap, then you go for it. But they're really well marked. They've got 3 red shirts just outside. You saw then, Rose Dixon's really good player, but unfortunately just a slight juggle of that ball just allows for Carr to be able to get up in that passing channel and steal the ball and get over for a really easy 5 points.
Well, as you say, as the Army move to 57 points to 0 ahead, game management in that red zone, so to speak, really stinging the Royal Navy once again today.
Let's be honest.
Mark offside there, moving through the hands. Amy Carr again, most recent try scorer. And Pearson out to Willis. Can't quite get through this time though. Lanky second row. And Gilmore now on the opposite flank. Out to Tweddle. And Charlotte Tweddle firing through there and making sure that she mirrors what her opposite winger is doing. And that's brilliant stuff from the Army once again. Tweddle now scoring once again.
And funny enough, as I mentioned, London Irish, one of their players scores, so Tweds is absolutely one of those players. She's been in the Army squad now for a number of years, experienced player. I think she's played in all the Army Navy at Twickenham, and a great try there, but absolutely one of our London Irish players.
How much further can she get there, Benevent?
Onside.
Pearson to Mullen.
Backwards.
And that ball's just spilled back, but Pursglove doing the honours of trying to clean it up and using those dancing feet. And moving and cutting back inside. That's fantastic once more. A beautiful little swallow dive as well. Putting on a show for all the fans who come here for the British Army today, Sarah Batley. And why not enjoy herself getting over the whitewash?
Yeah, Batley's generally one of our workhorses, so that will be she's got very few tries for the Army, but in terms of how many caps she's got. But fantastic footwork from the loose head prop there. Again, another London Irish player, but yeah, great footwork there and speed from her.
And the swan dive, don't forget the swan dive, the great celebration. But all of this build-up comes from the forwards across the park. They're running onto the ball, getting in behind. So Navy have got no chance of being able to stop any of that momentum. And there, we'll say she got about 6 foot up in the air, but quality finish.
After running 50 yards, clearly.
Yeah.
Well, the dive, we've seen it from the likes of Ashy, Chris Ashton and Henry Pollock more recently, but I think when a loose head prop does it, probably gets more eyeballs on it. And another 2 points from the boot of Courtney Purslove. She's barely been without the ball today. Getting her side here, of course, last week. And the World Cup upon us in just a few months. In between that, of course, the best military women's sides in the world going head-to-head. And a fair few players here today who'll be hoping to be part of that. And Gilmore just cleaning up. And the ball going a little loose there. And Millie Williams edging ever closer. Oh, that's lovely. That's fantastic once again from the number 8, Manukalu Kometai. Spotting the space, and there was no one stopping her from that range.
Set!
And Pearson with the put-in. Getting it out there to Jade Mullen. And Mullen just inches away herself from the try line and makes it, Jade Mullen. Captain Fantastic, as was the term used earlier in the week by some. Well, that's brilliant stuff from the skipper, leading from the front.
Yeah, I think she was showing her frustration there, and actually a really healthy way of expressing it back by just going straight for the try line herself. Again, we're back to that rugby brain. Wasn't held, ball down, ball back up, straight over the line. Fantastic play there by Jade.
Yeah, and she really deserves that try. She's been brilliant for the team today, just orchestrating everybody around her, and then when her opportunity opens up, she absolutely takes it. Really physical at the line, resets, goes again. And yeah, showing that frustration from the earlier penalty. Gets the job done.
And some replacements coming on here. Amber Star Palmer, outside back replacement. And Chantel Miller in the pack for the Army. And Joanna Banks as well for the Royal Navy. And, the Army sniffing that whitewash once again. Moving through there, and that's over once again for the British Army. And lovely stuff there. And it's Holly Beacom who scored that try.
Yeah, Holly Beacom there. A quick shout out to Captain David Bentley. In fact, Major Douglas, QRH, who's released Holly from her trade training. She recently became #1 drummer on the pipes and drums course, and that smile as she got up from that try shows how worth it was to release her, and how much Holly's enjoying being part of the game today. So yeah, great try there.
We probably wouldn't be having a debate if she was still on it. She had an excellent game, but I think also in the backs, just to mention Millie Williams, I think she had a couple of little crossfield kicks, really getting her team into the game early on, and you know, just her ability to release the backs as well has been excellent.
Yeah, we've mentioned Jade a number of times throughout the game, both for her leadership of the Army squad, but also for her individual play, and a fantastic try that she scored. But actually, I'll just break for the try.
Speaking of tries, another one for the Army. They keep finding that try line, I should say, and close to the touch line there. Wonderful.
Set!
And one last chance here in this match as the clock moves into the red. And that's Scobie who moves around the side of that, and that's beautiful from Fern Scobie. The replacement comes on, and wonderful stuff from her. Spotting space round the side, utilising it beautifully there, and ending on the highest of notes for the British Army.
Well, you could say that the forwards earned that try, really solid scrum, but the scoot around the outside, beating defenders, should never get on that outside really with the numbers that are coming across. But look at the celebration, the delight in her face and the smile, almost couldn't believe it.
I have to admit, I actually thought the Navy had her in touch then, in terms of I could see her going flat and round, and I was shaking my head, but what awareness of the space that was there, the gap, and straight through. And yeah, really great try for Scobie there. I think this is her first Army Navy. She has been capped, as I say, there's no new caps today, but what a great try on her Army Navy debut.
And to add to what is now a record victory, or will be a record victory for the British Army over the Royal Navy. And ball just teasing the crossbar, doesn't quite go over, but 96 points to 0. The margin of victory for the British Army. They've been ruthless today. Fantastic win for them. Performances right across the field, all the way from loosehead prop to fullback. The replacements have been brilliant too. Also a great sign, we mentioned that cohesion and that unity as well, that Scobie scores and players in the touchline are all celebrating together. As Jade Mullen gets ready to do something she's done several times before. It's another year and another trophy lift for the British Army by their skipper and by Sarah Batley. Deserved winners today, 96 points to nil, a record victory for the British Army, and so well received right round the ground.
Thanks for watching. For more from BFBS Forces News, like and subscribe to our channel.